Hello, everyone. I'm the composition guy that loves the guitar. My world is all about composing, and I like to show how compositional techniques work on the guitar in the hopes that will turn guitar players into composers, songwriters, and such. So in the last few little lessons we've been looking at the interval 10, and been looking at its position change, which is a 2 and a 14. So 2, 10, 14. And we were introduced briefly to 1. Remember, 1 means one semitone, one interval. It's only that, all right? And it sounds like this. That's a 1. And it's a harsh sound unless you know what to do with it. And so today we're going to learn a little bit about 1 and what to do with it. The one thing you need to know about 1 is that it has a PC. PC means position change, and the way you find it is you subtract from 12, because there is 12 semitones or 1s in an octave. And so if I subtract 1 from 12, I get 11. So 1s and 11s are the same notes. So I'll show you here. So if I have, this is a little bit of stretch, but I have an A and a B flat. Okay, it's an A and a B flat. There's my A, and here's the B flat. Okay, so if I take the B flat and play it here, and put the A up here, now I get an 11. So this is 1, 11. And as we talked about before, 1s have a resolution. Just like, remember, 10s have a resolution? 10s resolve to 9s or 8s, which we're going to show you what that means again. But 1s resolve, a 1 resolves to a 9. Okay, 1 resolves to a 9, which is a 3. It's a position of a 3. So let me confuse you further. 1s resolve to 3s. Okay, so 11s resolve to 9s, though. So I'm going to show you this. Okay, so here's a 1. And this is review. We've had this before. So 1 resolves to 3. That means if I pull this guy down 2, that's gonna be a 3. So from here to here is now 3, and now it's 2, and now it's 1. See, so, and we can resolve it by closing up from the top note too, because okay, so that's a review. Now the 11s are what are kind of fun because they're open, because it's a bigger interval, and you can put stuff in between them. You can put you can get some pretty things, but we're only going to worry about the interval now, because 11s and 10s, 1s and 2s are what really kind of make up scales and chords. And if I show you just a scale using 1s and 10, or I'm sorry, 11s and 10s. So here's a G scale. And so I'm G scale, and it's going to be a major scale. Okay, so we're going to put an 11 against that, and that's an 11. And an 11 resolves to a 9. That's a pretty sound. And the next 11 is going to be on what would be the 4 chord. So a major scale has 2 chords that naturally have 11s in them. Now that's prettier than just this, right? Isn't it? Right? So we're composing now. We're composing. This is how you compose. You use techniques. Pretty soon you've got a bunch of ideas, and you're connected to the creative pool. The creative pool is for everybody. You know, if once you're connected, you forget about time. There is no time in the creative pool. When you're in there, if you find that, oh my gosh, it's 3 hours I've been sitting here, that's because you're swimming. You're swimming in the creative pool, and there is no time, which is great. So learning techniques like this will help you get to the creative pool so you can go swimming, get refreshed. All right, so here we are. Here's the G scale using 10s and 11s. No resolution though. Only 2 11s, all the rest are 10s. The whole scale. Eleven, 10, 10, 11, 10, 10, 11. Oh, I'm sorry, 10, 11. Okay, now each of those resolves. And remember, 11s resolve to 9, so it's going to be this. And the next one is on the 4 chord, which would be up here. So you'd have the next root tone is A, and that's going to be a 10. 10 can resolve to 9 or 8. And in this case, we're going to resolve to whatever the scale tone is, and that's going to make it a 9. So now you got, now we're going to go to the B. Remember, we're playing the scale. So B, that's a 10. It resolves to an 8. So now I have, now I go to the 4 chord, which is the C. That resolves to a 9. So 9, 9, 8, 9, 9, 8, 8. So if I play the scale, all right, so remember, this is coming from the theory of 1s and 2s and the nature of them. All of this, what we just played, are 1s and 2s. Remember, we started off by saying, well, here's the 1 sound. Well, you're getting a lot more than that out of it now, right? So, because when you do this, so you can really just tinkle around and get a lot of fun, very musical lines and sounds out of the guitar. And remember, we're not playing chords. I guess you could call it chords if you want. I just think of it as the intervals, because if I start thinking of chords, then I'm thinking, okay, well, if I'm in G and I go to an F sharp, it's an F sharp minor 7 flat 5. And then it's a B minor 7. And then it's an E minor 7, and an A minor 7, and then a D 7th, and then a G, or some derivation of those. But if I'm thinking 10s, it's tens and 11s. You have all of the major scale tones available to you in that interval. So an 11 is like In diatonic thinking, remember diatonic means pertaining to a scale. You have diatonic and you have intervallic. Intervallic is only where you are. It's just the interval. Diatonic is chord tones, scale tones, all that sort of stuff. So what we want to do is take chords and scales and apply intervallic thinking to them, because when you're playing an interval, each interval has a nature. And remember, like I told you, the nature of tens, it has not only a resolution, but it as an interval wants to move. So here's a 10 resolution, but it wants to go here, right? So, and this guy, when you open it up to a 14, takes you there, takes you to a new place. So this is very fun. And I would say your homework, if I'm going to, have any kind of rights at all in your learning here, I would say your homework is to become very familiar with the major scale played in 11s and 10s. If you just do that. And you'll start to hear it, and then you'll start resolving automatically. Your ear will hear the resolution. Don't forget, you can resolve with either note in an interval. You can resolve with the bottom going up or top one coming down. Like if this comes down, the bottom can go up. So if I wanted to do this, I could go. See, knowing that both sides can move starts to give you counterpoint. It's all connected. Diatonic, intervallic. No one's good, no one's bad. They're both great. They're really great when you put them together. And it'll help you make beautiful compositions that have movement in them, that are a little different than just trying to find some nice chords. It's not like, not everybody's going to find the comping pattern to like neon, right? Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you learned something. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to keep doing these until I get tired, I suppose. Anyway, I hope you have a blessed week and that you have a very successful educational week on the guitar. Remember, this is a composer that loves the guitar and loves to apply compositional techniques to the guitar. Okay, see you soon.